Hello. So good evening, students, my lovely students. So I'm actually a new teacher from uh, I just I just had graduated from uh, STBA, Sekolah Tinggi Bahasa Asing. So I know most of you uh, which is which is stay in Pontianak, you you will know this place. Okay, so okay, students. So today, before I teach you guys, so I want to introduce myself. So my name is J. Christian. I'm from Singkawang. So most of you, for you want to call me, you can call me only Jerry. Yeah, just like that. Okay. So next, I want to give some information about the teaching method about mine. So if you don't mind, I want to speak between two languages in English and Indonesia because this is my beginning to teach for you guys, and of course I will have mistakes to do or teach you guys, students. I mean, sorry, it's not it's not really formal. So apologize me. So I will do my best to be more formal to you guys. Okay, so now wait a minute, students. I want to share PowerPoint. Okay. Okay, guys, do you can see the screen? Okay. Oh yeah, I almost forget about you guys, about students. I think most of you, yeah, have a great attitude today because every student in here come so early, and I'm so proud of you guys, students. Okay, so my material is about, okay, if you don't mind, I want to speak in Indonesia. Okay, so so hari ini saya akan mengajarkan, uh, maksudnya saya akan uh, mengeluarkan materi yang saya telah buatkan sebelumnya, yaitu tentang teks, lisan, dan tulis tentang ucapan salam. Before I want to teach you guys about this material, I want to give more information about core competency and also indicator of this material. So if you want to understand more or comprehend, so you cannot confuse about that. Actually, uh, competency and indicator are similar. Pasti mereka berdua dan indikator sama kompetensi. Mereka itu saling menyambung sama sesama. For example, like number one is the first indicator, yeah, and competency of two to indicator two. Okay, so let me want to you guys, to students. Kompetensi dasar. Oke, saya akan mengucapkan beberapa tentang kompetensi dasar untuk sebelum saya mengajar untuk murid-murid saya. Oke, 1. Menganalisis fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan teks interaksi interpersonal lisan dan tulis yang melibatkan tindakan memberikan ucapan selamat bersayap atau extended dan responnya sesuai dengan konteks penggunaannya. Jadi indikatornya yaitu 1. Mengidentifikasi fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan teks, tulis, dan lisan mengenai ungkapan memberikan selamat. Oh ya, murid-murid, maaf saya lupa pencet full screen. Udah bisa lihat ya guys, teman-teman. Oke, indikator kedua. Membedakan ungkapan memberikan selamat yang formal dan tidak formal. Kembali lagi, come back to competency of two. Okay, so it stands. Menyusun teks interaksi interpersonal lisan dan tulis sederhana yang melibatkan tindakan memberikan ucapan selamat, bersayap extended, dan responnya dengan memperhatikan fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan yang benar dan sesuai konteks. So indicator 2 for competency the second. So okay, so there are 3 points. 1. Menyusun teks lisan dan tertulis mengenai ungkapan yang mengucapkan selamat. 2. Memberikan ucapan selamat dengan menggunakan struktur teks dan unsur kebahasaan yang tepat sesuai dengan konteks penggunaan. 3. Merespon ucapan selamat dengan menggunakan struktur teks dan unsur kebahasaan yang telah sesuai dengan konteks penggunaan. So the next I want to give the information about the purpose of teaching. So setelah mengikuti proses pembelajaran, peserta didik diharapkan dapat. So students hopefully should focus or concentrate to this purpose teaching points. 1. Mengidentifikasi fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan dalam teks tulis dan lisan mengenai ungkapan memberikan selamat. 2. Membedakan ungkapan memberikan selamat yang formal dan tidak formal. 3. Menyusun teks lisan dan tertulis mengenai ungkapan mengucap selamat. 4. Memberi ucapan selamat dengan menggunakan struktur teks dan unsur kebahasaan yang tepat sesuai dengan konteks penggunaan. 5. Merespon ucapan selamat dengan menggunakan struktur teks dan unsur kebahasaan yang tepat sesuai dengan konteks penggunaan. So before I explain the understanding of greeting, so I want to apologize. As I said before I started the presentation, of course I will do the mistakes in pronunciation or something like that, because this is my first experience to do that. So I hope you maklumin apa yang what I have done is wrongly. So okay guys, so now I want to teach you about greeting today. Okay, so the understanding of greeting. Okay, greeting is an act of communication in which human beings intentionally make their presence known to each other, to show attention to, and to suggest a type of relationship, usually cordial or social status, formal or informal, between individuals or groups of people coming in contact with each other. Greetings are sometimes used just prior to a conversation or to greet in passing, such as on a sidewalk or trail. While greeting customs are highly cultural and situation specific and may change within a culture depending on social status and relationship, they exist in all non-human cultures. Greetings can be expressed both audibly and physically, and often involve a combination of the two. This topic excludes military and ceremonial salutes, but includes rituals other than gestures. A greeting or salutation can also be expressed in written communications such as letters and emails. Some epochs and cultures have had very elaborate greeting rituals, like greeting a sovereign. Conversely, secret societies have often furtive or arrogant greeting gestures and rituals, such as a secret handshake, which allows members to recognize each other. Okay, guys, do you understand about the greeting? So I hope you, all the students, can understand what I have explained for you today. So the history. Historically, when men normally wore hats out of doors, male greetings to people they knew, and sometimes those they did not, involved touching, raising slightly or tipping, or removing their hat in a variety of gestures. These basic gestures remain normal in very many situations from the Middle Ages until men typically ceased wearing hats in the mid-20th century. Hat raising began with an element of recognition of superiority, where only the socially inferior party might perform it, but gradually lost this element. King Louis the 17th of France made a point of at least touching his hat to all women he encountered. However, the gesture was never used by women, for whom their head covering included considerations of modesty. When a man was not wearing a hat, he might touch his hair to the side of the front of his hat to replicate a hat-tipping gesture. This was typically performed by lower class men to social superiors, such as peasants to the hand owner, and is known as tugging the forelock, which still sometimes occurs as a metaphor for submissive behavior. Okay, so I will tell you the characteristics of greeting. Some approach and cultures have a very elaborate greeting rituals, greeting a sovereign. Conversely, secret societies has often furtive or arcane greeting gestures and rituals, such as a secret handshake, which allows members to recognize each other. The formal greeting may involve a verbal acknowledgement and sometimes a handshake, but beyond that, facial expression, gestures, body language, and eye contact can all signal what type of greeting is expected. Gestures are the most obvious signal. For instance, greeting someone with open arms is generally a sign that a hug is expected. However, crossing arms can be interpreted as a sign of hostility. The facial expression, body language, and eye contact reflect emotions and interest level. A frown, slouching, and lower eye contact suggest disinterest, while smiling and an exuberant attitude is a sign of welcome. Many different gestures are used throughout the world as simple greetings. In Western cultures, the handshake is very common, though it has numerous subtle variations in the strength of grip, the figure of the shake, the dominant position of one hand over the other, and whether or not the left hand is used. Okay, so I will tell the examples of greeting that in commonly used in public, or if we can say it's informal. So I will give the examples, the informal one. Okay, first, hey man, or hi, and greeting a stranger. You can use hey and hi to greet someone instead of hello. Both are particularly popular among younger people. While hi is appropriate to use in any casual situation, hey is for people who have already met. If you say hey to a stranger, It might be confusing for that person because he or she will try to remember when you met before. You can also add man to the end of hey when greeting males. Some people also use hey man to casually greet younger women, but only do this if you know the woman very well. Remember that hey doesn't always mean hello. Hey can also be used to call for someone's attention. Number two, how is it going or how are you doing? These are casual ways of asking how are you. If you're trying to be particularly polite, stick with how are you, but otherwise, you can use these expressions to greet almost anyone. The word going is usually shortened, so it sounds more like go in. You can answer with it's going well or I'm doing well, depending on the question. Although it's not grammatically correct, most people just answer good. You cannot, and you can too. Like when responding to how are you, you can also follow your answer by asking and you. Number three, what's up, what new, and what's going on? These are some other informal ways of asking how are you, which are typically used to casually greet someone you have met before. Most people answer with nothing or not much, or if it feels right to make small talk, you could also briefly describe anything new or interesting that's going on in your life before asking what's about you to continue the conversation. 4. How's everything? How are things? Or how's life? These are some other common ways of asking how are you. They can be used to casually greet anyone, but most often they're used to greet someone you already know. To this, you can answer good or not bad. Again, if small talk feels appropriate, you could also briefly share any interesting news about your life and then ask the person what about you or another greeting questions. 5. How's your day? Or how's your day going? These questions mean how are you not just right now, but now you've been all day. You will use these greetings later in the day and with someone you see regularly. For example, you might ask a coworker one of these questions in the afternoon, or a cashier that you see at the grocery store every evening. It's going well is a grammatically correct response, but many people simply answer with fine, good, or alright. By the way, notice that good, fine, or not bad are perfect answers to almost any greeting question. 6. Good to see you or nice to see you. These casual greetings are used with friends, coworkers, or family members that you haven't seen in a while. It's common for close friends to hug when they greet each other, particularly if they haven't seen each other in some time. So you might use this greeting along with a hug or handshake depending on your relationship with the person. 7. Long time no see or it's been a while. These casual greetings are used when you haven't seen someone in a long time, particularly if you meet the person unexpectedly. How much is a long time? It depends on how often you normally see that person. For example, you could use one of these greetings if you normally see the person every week, but then don't see them for a few months or more. Usually, these English phrases are followed with a question like, how are you? How have you been? Or what's new? Okay, so the next example of the greetings. So in business greeting and formal greetings, it's best to begin by using formal greetings in most business situations and then listen to how your coworkers or business partners greet you. It's a good idea to wait until someone speaks casually with you before you speak casually with them. You may find that people will begin to use casual greetings with you over time as you get to know each other better. Formal greetings are also used when you meet older people. In fact, if you want to excel in the new business world of virtual work and virtual meetings, you need to learn these formal and business greetings. Mastering these video calls are essential for growing as an employee and becoming more successful in business. So if you want to watch the video, I hope you can follow the link that I have given in the last H C. Oh wait. C. Mm. This right? Okay. So I will tell the examples. 1A2. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. These are formal ways of saying hello which change depending on the time of day. Keep in mind that good night is only used to say goodbye. So if you meet someone late in the day, remember to greet them with good evening rather than good night. Good morning can be made more casual by simply saying morning. You can also use afternoon or evening as informal greetings, but these are less commonly used. 2. It's nice to meet you or pleased to meet you. These greetings are formal and polite. If you say this to someone when you meet him or her for the first time, it will make you seem courteous. Remember to only use these greetings the first time you meet someone. Next time you see the person, you can show that you remember him or her by saying it's nice to see you again. 3. How have you been? This greeting question is only asked by people who have already met. If someone asks you how have you been, they want to know if you have been well since the last time the two of you met. 4. How do you do? This greeting is very formal and quite uncommon, but it may still be used by some older people. The proper response is I'm doing well, or as strange and it seems, some people even ask how do you do right back as an answer. The last, slang English greetings. Slang greetings are extremely informal and should only be used with people that you know very well and feel very comfortable with. Keep in mind that a lot of slang is regional, and using Australian slang, for example, in America can sound quite strange. You need to learn the local slang wherever you are, but these common examples will help you get started. Wow, there's a lot of examples. There are 6 examples. So I hope you can understand it. 1. Yo, this is really informal greeting as common in America. It comes from 1990s hip hop slang and these days it's often used jokingly. These greetings should only be used with very close friends and never in a business setting. Remember that. 2. Are you okay? You alright? Or alright, Matt? This casual way of asking about hello and how are you is common in Britain. You can respond yay, fine, or simply alright. 3. Howdy. This is a very informal abbreviation of how do you do that is common in certain parts of Canada and the US. Keep in mind that if you say howdy outside of these regions, you will sound like a cowboy and it might make the other person laugh. Remember that. 4. Sup or what's up? These greetings are abbreviations of what's up, which are common among teenagers, like with what's up, you can answer nothing or not much. Good day, Matt. This casual greeting is an Australian abbreviation of good day. Keep in mind that Australian greetings often use ya instead of you. So how are you? It's the same as how are you. And how are you going? It's basically the same as how it is going or how are you doing. The last, hey yeah. This greeting sort of how are you is commonly used in certain parts of inland. However, you don't need to actually answer this question. You can just say hey right back. Okay guys, so I will give you some mini assignment. So okay, so let's answer together. So number 1, hello blah blah is nothing. So what do you think about this? Okay, so the answer is my name. Why? Because hello, my name is Nadine. My name is compatible capable of, I'm sorry, may I speak in Indonesia? Okay, so I think my name cocok kepada ke kalimat tersebut. Yang lainnya tidak cocok. Two, is your blah blah is your name? My name is Rafi. So what do you think about this? Right, A. The answer is A. What is your name? 3. Good morning, Fia. Fia, blah, blah, blah. So what do you think about this? It's very easy to answer this. Yeah, that's right. The answer is B. Good morning. Okay, the last assignment. How are you? And what do you think about this? Question. Yeah, right. So the answer is D. I am fine. Okay, guys. So this is my meeting with you guys. So before closing, I want to give you some assignment to as a homework. So this is the questions. Okay, so the due date is next week. Okay, students, thank you for your attention. So if you have any questions, I I'm really I feel really glad to hear that. Thank you. Bye. See you. Stay healthy, students. Lovely students, I mean. Bye.